Hey, I'm Tessa Collins, and this is Book Talk. So recently, I got really into Book Talk with Extine May, which is on I have it written down here. It's like Poland Bananas books. I think it is. Yeah. Um, so that is a great channel and got me interested in talking about my own favorite books, favorite movies, and TV shows. Um, I'm a huge fan of any kind of storytelling, and so I just wanted to share that with people, share the books that I enjoy, especially. So this is a YouTube channel just to talk about great books, great movies, great TV shows that we all enjoy. So I'll start off with TV shows. I really love the show Castle, which is about this really awesome, smart, funny homicide detective called Kate Beckett living in New York City, and she gets shadowed by Richard Castle, who's a mystery writer, because he's friends with the mayor of New York, who wants him to write great books, and so sends him to shadow her. So that's a really cool premise, and the books that he writes based on her are actually published. You can read them. I know Amazon has them. They're quite interesting and really funny, and you can see all the parallels drawn between the show and what he talks about writing, the character talks about writing on the show, and what happens in the books. So I think that's quite interesting. I also really like New Girl. Okay, that's one of my favorite TV shows ever. I love Ness. I think that's the celebrity couple name for Nick and Jess. I don't know. Anyways, I just love that show. I think it's given a voice to the nerdy, awkward girls who, over the centuries, have not fit in with the nerdy, awkward stereotype of being this cute girl that when she takes off her glasses, she's all incredibly hot. It's like, no, actually, this is the person that I am, and sometimes when I don't know what to say, I make awkward sound effects or write songs on my guitar. That's cool, and I appreciate her making that okay. So I love that show. Some of my favorite movies, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. It's probably the best movie ever made. There's just nothing that compares. It's comic book in movie form, and they totally honor that. Um, I just think that that movie is so much fun and incredible um, portrayal of those graphic novels. I also really like Dr. Horrible's sing along blog, which Joss Whedon, anything Joss Whedon writes is involved with, called a friend of a friend who was on production of it. He's awesome, and his touch is so clear in that film. Um, it's just a great movie. Oh, and I forgot to mention Firefly TV show. That's great, and Serenity, which is the movie that concludes the TV show. Um, so anything Joss Whedon, and then more serious movies. I really enjoyed Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, and it's kind of a funny story. So those are some of the movies that I really enjoy. Book-wise, Harry Potter, number one on the list. If you haven't read it, stop watching now and go and read it. Okay. So those books are so incredible and set the precedent 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 for teen fiction and fantasy since then. So those books are incredible and really beautifully written. My second favorite is a tie between the Mortal Instruments Infernal Devices, the Cassandra Clare books, who those books I'm just in love with, and all of the characters I just so deeply care about. And she finished the Infernal Devices recently, and I cried for 2 hours, just not even because of the ending, but because it was over. It was very sad for me. I just love those books so much. um and I also, so it's a tie between those books and Maggie Stiefvater, Stiefvater, Steve Stiefvater, Stiefvater, Stiefvater. I'm gonna go with that. Who wrote The Shiver, Linger, Forever, those books. She also wrote The Raven Boys and I have it right there, The Scorpio Races. Those books are incredible. Her characters are just so vivid and alive and beautiful. Just read those books. Anything she has written, I swear she could write the nutrition facts on the back of an energy bar and it would be fascinating and you would cry at the end of it. She's an incredible writer that I just love. So those are my favorite book series. I have a lot of single books that I really enjoyed. Falling for Hamlet by Michelle Ray, which is very interesting. It's Hamlet from Ophelia's point of view in 2012 or 2010, somewhere in the 20 teens, I think. Um, it's a great book, and it's just really funny and interesting and witty, and such an interesting take on that whole world. Wintertown by Stephen Edmund. That book was it impacted me so deeply when I read it. Um, I really like Blackout by Connie Willis. I think that's two books, Blackout and All Clear. Those books are really incredible. It's time travel put in the hands of historians, which is a great premise if I've ever heard of one. I like Lonely Werewolf Girl by Martin Miller. Those books are, wait, is it a series? No, it's just the one book, I think, that it's like 600 pages long, but it's worth it to like get through that like exposition where you're always like, should I read this book? Should I not read this book? You should read it. It's really great. I also enjoyed In the Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson. I think there are two of them out now. It's about like these ghosts of killers that come back and kill again. I'm really interested in like murder mystery. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Castle. And so those books are like Jack the Ripper, like times 10. They're great. I really enjoyed The Diviners by Libba Bray. Wildwood. I love Wildwood, which was actually written by the lead singer of the Decemberists. And it's set in Portland, so like, what more could you ask for in a book? Yeah, those are just some of my personal favorite books, movies, and TV shows. So let me know what yours are and put it in the comments. Also, if you have any book recommendations for me, put them down. I'm going to start doing individual book reviews. So if you have a book that you want me to read and do a review of, let me know, and I will try and put that on my list. All right, great. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.